Welcome to episode 13 of the Slab podcast. We're 3 months in. 3 months. It's freaking insane. Appreciate all the love and support. Hit the like button, hit the sub button if you're having a good time. We're almost at 300 subscriptions, so really appreciate all the love and support week over week. It is awesome. Greatly appreciate everybody. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Amazing. 3 months.
I know. Isn't that wild, dude?
It's wild. Is crazy.
It's flown by.
Honestly, it feels like, I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? It's just been so fun. Like every single time we're at episode 13, 3 months in, like my lucky number. I think this is the one. I think this is the episode that people are going to love the most.
Nice. Oh yeah.
How are you doing? You feeling a little better?
Oh yeah, feeling a little bit better. Still a little under the weather, but we're here. Show must go on, as the great entertainers might usually say. But
go push it through.
But yeah, no, I'm here for it, man. Here for the Pokemon discussions and all the other crap we're going to talk about tonight. So we have a spicy topic. I'll let you lead us into it if you want from last week.
So Mr. Mason Berry, he is the owner of Cardinal Gaming in Louisville, or near Louisville, I believe. And he said, most content is made by people talking out of their ass. And they make things up and say it as fact. And it affects the hobby negatively. Obviously, Mason's not English, but I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to say it was a little bit of a narration, I guess you'd say. Mason, I think you might be right. I think I kind of touched on that a little bit a couple of times in some of the episodes, and I could back you all day. I'll drive you all the way to the bank on that one. I've definitely seen negative impacts. I think we've all experienced a little bit sticker shock with prices and do this, buy this, do that, don't buy that kind of stuff, and people feeling guided into doing or not doing things. And I've never really understood why. Like, they're not selling the item, they don't work for Pokemon. Like, the intentions behind it feel a little bit like just trying to like get people to follow them and think that they know what they're talking about so they can get followers or subscribers or whatever, that kind of stuff. So it's definitely I don't know, it's a little odd. I guess you can have opinions, but making specific attacks on stuff, it's not for me. What's your thoughts on it, Joshua?
I was hoping Mason would give us a freaking name, drop some names in the chat so we can talk about specifics here. Now we're just talking about it from the top level, right? So, yeah, there's tons of crap out there. Like I don't subscribe to any of those channels. Yeah, there you go.
It's a spice alert. Spice alert.
Spice alert. Yeah. So I think I forget what his name. I don't even know the name of his channel, but I know Opossum Bud just went off on him, like calls him a Walmart Pokerev or something like that.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So just that type of crap, like the dude just making content, just lying blatantly on screen.
Mm-hmm.
It just, why? It makes no effing sense. Some of the crap people talking about, like, it is absurd. Some of the crap. I do my best to not listen or watch some of the crap out there. And I think after this, we'll talk about maybe some of the good channels out there that we could recommend as the ladder to kind of give some people some good ones to go check out. But yeah, it's some voice of reason out there. Yeah, I really wish he gave me a name because I know he's thinking about somebody in that comment. Maybe he'll mention it in the bottom of this video. But yeah, it's rough out there. I really wish I could see the atmosphere of the Pokemon content and trading card content like 2016. I really wish I could see what that looked like because I feel like all the people making content then were like in the hobby, like balls deep into it. Like you're collecting Pokemon in 2016, pre-boom, pre-COVID. Like you were balls deep into Pokemon. So after the boom, a lot of money got involved. You got a lot of shady characters out there, a lot of shady different applications like whatnot. So it feels really bad. I'd say there's probably 3 bad channels for every good channel out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that sums it up, right? That's like speaks volumes. That bodes it exactly into what we're trying to say. You can just search, like you say, just search for channels and they'll come up. You can see them, and it's I don't know how much value people are really getting from it. I don't know if people are actually buying those things, if people are actually like listening or investing in that stuff. But I know a couple of years ago people were doing it, and that was causing flippers. People that didn't know what they were doing. They didn't need to know what they were doing. They just need to listen to like what's hot right now and like buy it, hold on, buy it, flip it, whatever. And that's why I couldn't buy Vivid Voltage at Target when I tried to get it back in the day. It's it's a different world. But right now, like people are genuinely trying to steer people, and I don't know why. I'll name drop.
Give me. You said you're gonna name drop.
Yeah, I remember Twice Baked Jake saying some pretty rough stuff in videos where I honestly thought he'd like done an EpiPen or two before he started. Like something wasn't quite right. Like just bizarre stuff. And honestly, I think someone even made a video about it or made some comments about it. But like he's had an effect on some items. Like he has a lot of subscribers, and he did when he said that. Even I think he was at like 40,000 or something. That video I remember. He had a lot of subscribers. I don't know how many is that now. I unsubscribed pretty soon after, but I remember watching a video and it was like flashing up prices and just basically saying like, this is amazing, everything's amazing, like this is worth loads of money. And I was like this week maybe, and you're pulling great prices, just terrible advice, and making it seem as though he was educating. It was presented as though it was an educational like session, and it wasn't. It was him like looking at his ass.
I haven't subscribed to him once, so I don't know. There you go. Give me some Pokemon channels. We're gonna link them down below in the description for you guys, but some voices of reason that you would recommend, and I'll talk about Yu-Gi-Oh and video game channels.
Oh my god. Are you thinking who I'm subscribed to and who I actually listen to?
Yeah, exactly. You don't just name like 3 of them off the top, like the most informative, not talking out of their
Dude,
ass.
I can't do 3. Like I've got
you got to do it.
30 people that do it, and I'll listen to religiously, and are my friends. That's really rough trying to do 3.
Oh, I only got 3. That's why I said 3 for the video games and Yu-Gi-Oh.
No. Oh well, yeah, you got. I mean, that's so much easier.
Or
I mean, I'm just thinking. God, so many. I mean, Mason, he said the spicy topic. Like, he's got some. I think a reason a lot of people respect him and take him serious, and why he does have subscribers is like he's actually in it. He owns a freaking card store, and he makes YouTube videos about what he sees and what he knows, and talks about picking out bulk and buying. This weekend, he just bought base set cards. Like, he's doing real stuff in the hobby of an LGS would be doing. Like, he sees it, and he's surrounded by us all. He's surrounded in the Discord, in comments, in conversations he adds. Every person that works in his store is interested in the stuff that he sells. So he's constantly surrounded by it all day, every day. Excuse me, and all night. If anyone's going to have some kind of good content that like seems true, I mean, it's got to be him. Like, there's got to be one of them. So, I mean, just for the fact of that, and he left the spicy topic this week, I got to recommend
That's
it.
huh?
I mean,
just him. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's trust me, there's a lot more, but I feel I don't want to like segregate anyone out for if I miss someone. There's a lot. So I just reel them
Yeah.
off, like Pokemon rap style.
Do it.
So we could do Poke Flips. You know, we've got Dan, Catch More Collectibles. We've got Nick, Old School. I think Old Card Shop. He has a lot of conversation. He has a lot to say about things. He's got a lot of opinions. I think he's a cool one. And he's actually a whatnot seller with what seems to be a bit of integrity, which is rare. Some of the more I don't know, smaller guys, I guess. I don't know if they're as small as me, but I would call myself a smaller one.
Yeah.
But like Pikachu, I think he's awesome. He's funny. He's got a sense of humor. He talks about what he does. He has an opinion. I don't think I've ever heard him say anything I don't agree with. Honestly, I don't. This probably sounds cheesy as hell, but I don't think there's ever been a video. And I've watched a lot of them. I don't think there's ever been a video that I've watched of yours that I haven't really agreed with on a lot of stuff. Not that you've really like gone in against things or recommended stuff specifically, but just feels true and raw, and I appreciate that. And it's definitely easy to relate to. I feel the same, like say Pikachu. I think Knowledge has had a lot of good points in the past. He's like obviously doing like a bit more of a different thing with the podcast and stuff now, but some of his older stuff, some of his rants, like he's had some pretty solid stuff going on there, and I've been friends with him for a while. Oh my god, there's just so many.
Yeah. Well, I'll cut you off there. So I'll just name a few. So video games, get the Greg Games. Highly recommend it. Go check them out. There's a podcast also called Video Game Podcast. I think that's all it is. But it's like Josh Byerly, who works now for PWCC. He does the video game sector for them and stuff like that. So highly recommend that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wise, like Strictly Sealed. If you're looking for pack openings, like PokeRev style, you got Ruxin. And then I really like Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! He's like Gem Mint Pokemon, but makes more videos. So he's literally Gem Mint Pokemon for Yu-Gi-Oh! But he's got more videos. He uploads more frequently, and yeah,
he's a busy guy. He seems like a really busy guy. Like he's doing a lot of stuff. He's like very active in the hobby, right?
Yeah.
Seems to always be doing a lot. There is one that also springs to mind. I think I've touched on him before, but Dakota, a Sports Card Anonymous. I've been watching him for quite a while, talking with him for a while. He for the sports card side of stuff, like so true and honest. Like he's so candid. Like talk about radical candor. Like he talks so true. It's really awesome. So on sports card side of stuff, it's there, but he also loves Pokemon, so you get a Brucey bonus with that because not many. There's not a lot of them that will like admit that they're like Pokemon too. The sports cards guys feel a little more like serious. I don't know what the word is. Like a little bit more like they feel like they've got to be a bit more like professional and grown up or whatever. You know, a little bit less lackadaisy. And I know we've touched on that stuff before, but he's just great. He's brilliant. So definitely, you know, one of just like the many other people. I mean, honestly, my Discord. You know, the Discord is just full of fantastic people, and the majority of them listen to this. So, you know, Josh and I both appreciate you so much in there, but we want more content. So, everyone, please keep knocking it out.
Oh, yeah. That's for damn sure, man. So, we got to talk about the spicy topics for this week. I will lead us off. And I got a juicer. I got a freaking juicer. I'm a collector of it, of sorts, but this is it. Dropping some hot takes. Shadowless Pokemon is some of the most overrated Pokemon cards in existence.
I want to get in on that. I'm struggling. We need to do another spicy one where it's been all of our failed attempts, because Every topic you've said, I wanted to have a conversation about. we haven't been able to have a conversation about a few of them. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, I'm gonna try and be real succinct this week, and I'm gonna say the expensive cards, expensive raw cards are overrated. I'm all about the cheap cards. Yep.
Solid. All right, so everybody leave down below a comment, a spicy take for next week. Go smack some like buttons on and upvote the ones you like. Also, I'm giving away one of these video games at the end over here. At the end of this, we got the wheel picker for the people that entered the spicy comment for last week. So stay tuned for that at the end of this at the end of the video. So that'll be awesome.
Was that the Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, there's a GTA 3 in a CGC slab and a Vice City in a WADA slab. So you get the choice between the two.
Am I void if I win? I want to win it.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid your name for sure. No chance you're gonna win. No chance. Yeah,
that is so cool.
That's the way it goes. I hope it goes into the hands of somebody that doesn't have a graded game. It'd be really cool to, because they're crazy. These things are freaking hefty, for sure.
Yeah,
really,
I like
you'll get a newfound respect for it. I want to do. It was funny because we had made like a channel inside of our Discord for this podcast, and I'm talking about the different names, and it'll be a quick segment, I think, but it was hilarious reading some of the names of what we were going to name this podcast and our thought process. So I'm going to let you read some of the ones because these are all the names that we threw out before we picked Slabbed. So I'll let you read through some of yours, and then I'll read through my few that I picked.
Are they the ones that just I said?
So the top section in the notes there is all you. The three is me, and then down below there's a couple more you did.
Okay, yeah.
This was Oak's thought of what he wanted to name this podcast before we picked Slab. So let's hear some of the juice.
I tried very hard, guys. Please don't laugh too much. Okay, this is so ridiculous.
It's so good.
So we were brainstorming. I think I was. What was I? I was doing something at the time. I don't remember, but I remember, like, I couldn't focus on what I was doing because I was trying to think of names or something cool that would like stick and would work and would be fun but made sense. And I don't know. I just couldn't get the perfect name. But it looks like I got some pretty. I don't even remember a couple of these. The Hollow Star promo. I guess that's instead of Black Star promo. I swapped it for Hollow. I actually think that's kind of smart. Like Hollow Star. That I'm telling you now. I predicted the story artwork, right? That they did with God of War. I predicted that. I'm predicting at some point they're going to do a Hollow Star promo. I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, another one. The Continental Card Community. I don't even know what's Continental. Is that when it's like multiple countries or something?
Yeah, multiple continents. Because you're from Europe, I guess. It's maybe where your thought process was going.
Yeah. That makes sense. The Continental.
The next one's my favorite. One of my favorites.
Oh, this is so bad. Okay, number 3. These are all failed. Remember, guys. So, like, trust me, I didn't push hard for them. The card sleeve bards. I think bard is like a dude that like plays an instrument and drinks, right? I forget what.
Yeah, that sounds right.
One of those bards, like medieval dudes. So bad. Number 4, the Proper Pokey Podcast. Number 5, the Green Lab Coat. Oh, I see what I did there.
That was a play on us, yeah.
Oh, dude, I
You were deep.
I was really trying.
Yeah,
It's
you
all
were.
coming back to me now. The green, and because of I'm oak, it's the lab coat. I get it. Yeah, the green makes sense now. I was trying to think of like why would we wear a green lab coat, but that makes sense. And then the grading guys. That's a terrible one to end on there. What were yours? Hit me.
Yeah, so this was just for context. We were talking about this October of last year, which was like 2 months before 3 months before we even started posting videos. I think we had incepted this podcast in like August of last year, and we took whatever our sweet time getting everything worked out. Yeah, it's crazy looking back at the timestamps on when we were doing all this. It's crazy. But mine, the first one I said was Slabbed. That was the first one I said. The second one was Graded Collectibles, and the third one was just Gem Mint. I did not say that I liked any of yours.
No, you
No,
did not.
no offense. I was like, and then
yeah,
your next two were freaking amazing. And then you came back, you're like, how about these? I think you were joking partially, but
yeah. I was. I mean, I was just trying to just match words up. I don't think I was like thinking of anything that was actually really that meaningful or great or that fantastic. I was just rushing. It was like on my head, just throwing things out. I'm an idea guy at work. I'm the idea guy. Like I just throw out ideas all the time, and if something sticks, we'll run with it. But yeah, I liked yours. I don't remember your Slabbed being the first one that you said. So like you obviously right out of the gate had the vision for it, and I mean, it's how could we say no? It's the perfect one, right? It fits perfect. So I love it. But yeah, I bounced back with. Do I have to say this?
oh, you gotta say it, bro. You gotta say it.
Do I say it? So that second word is pronounced differently in England, but I'm going to pronounce it in the American way. So I'm going to say, Pokemon niches bring the bitches.
That would have been such a freaking great podcast,
Oh my
dude.
god!
We definitely shouldn't have slept on that. Anybody that wants to use these, you can call us. We might sell them to you. And then your last one was singles, slabs, and sales. You're like, that sounds like a brothel or something. You were like,
Right? Sounds seedy. Singles and sales and I don't know. It's the singles part. I think it makes it
yeah.
sound like single guys. I don't know. It's weird.
The rest was history. We shortly after that, you were like, "Yeah, I like
Slab.
slab." Yeah, you're like slab. Slab sounds good. Let's run it. So, bam, we were.
Yeah.
We almost became Pokemon niches. Bring the bitches.
There's still time. Growth mindset, Josh. Growth mindset. There's still time. We could be.
That'll be the first T-shirt we make for the podcast. It'll say Pokemon niches. Bring the bitches.
With a little asterisk for the I, so it's bitches. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I figured that'd be a cool little segment, kind of give people a little vision into our thought process behind the whole thing.
That's funny. That's a good recap. Yeah, I did actually forget a couple of those. It's funny. Thank you for that. So, grading numbers. I see you pulled them for March. So we had PSA. They knocked out 1.22 million. Just insane. Like 1.25 million slabs in 1 month is. I mean, a million is like a million's out of this world, right? But
that's a lot of freaking plastic, dude.
I mean, I feel bad for USPS and FedEx, honestly. Like, they just must have trucks all day, every single day, nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
You think Football Pete's busy? Like, 1.2 million slabs? That's insane. I can't imagine. How many do you think's in the average order? Like, I can't imagine that they're all 100, 200.
I'd say the average order is probably around 20. There's probably a bunch of people submitting 1 card, a bunch of people submitting 50 cards, a lot of people submitting 20, 25.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if it was even a dozen, honestly. I think you're right, though. I think it's definitely low double digits. Like, it's got to be.
sports card people are crazy though. Like there's like the middleman people. There's tons of sports card people still doing middlemaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's some crazy numbers coming from them. I'm sure.
Well, SGC, it looks like they knocked out 121,000. Big jump there. It looks like they jumped up 31%. You know, PSA was 22%, as you've got there. But SGC 31% rise. Maybe something to do with the baseball season starting. I know that's kicking off. I don't know. Like maybe people were gearing up for something happening. You know, sports wise. They do mostly sports, so.
Yeah, I think they did a $15 Pokemon thing for like the last month.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I think I've ever seen that. Generally, their grading's $25 a card. I think $25 a card, and you can get it down to 20 when you submit 50 cards. So when they did $15 for Pokemon, I didn't even know they were doing that. That's crazy. So
I saw in PWCC this last auction at the weekend. I saw them doing a couple of SGC sales there with Pokemon cards. I think one was like a 3, one was a 4, I think one was a 7. Like there was some crazy low grades, and they weren't good cards. So it was very odd. I don't know if they sold. I should have put them in my watch list and watched them, but I was like, ugh, what the heck? And moved on pretty quickly. Really, I should have watched them and tracked what happened. But hopefully they sold. Hopefully they sold for more than they spent on grading. But
I doubt it. It's a $5 minimum bid, right, on PWCC now. So
yeah,
3? No, it'd have to be a good card.
It wasn't for sure. Sorry if I'm offending anyone that was the seller of that, but don't do that again, please. CSG, CGC, it looks like they knocked out 84,000 combined. They actually dropped 17%, it looks like. So, you know, there were roughly, 90, was it 90? It was 90 something, right?
That's pretty, it's pretty, seeing them be the only company dropping percentage month over month, it cannot feel good. It cannot feel good. That's a lot. 17% is a huge fall.
Something's got to change. I think we said that last month, right? There needs to be something new, fresh, more up to date. Like they just need an edge, need a little edge on something. And you know, you've got Beckett. We've got Beckett here. They did 71,000 last month in March, up 11%. People are chasing that black label. Like they're not chasing perfect tens from CDC. They're chasing BGS black labels. So
right.
I can't blame them. Like I'd be doing the same if I was really that committed to getting that perfect quality card. It's going to be BGS all day. Like CGC is not even a consideration for that, honestly. Maybe if the pricing of the grading was substantially different, it might change things a little bit. But like CGC is not doing $8 grading. Like their numbers might be significantly different if that was the case. I think they could do that. I think they can afford it. I think they just probably have their chest out a little bit, feeling like they're a bigger part of the market than what they may end up being. I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Beckett had a special or something in March too. I don't know if it's still going.
So, yeah, it was $15, right?
Something like that, which is for that slab being $15. I feel like it's $15 in freaking plastic in that freaking thing. It's crazy.
For a possible black label, I mean, even if it's a $300 black label,
yeah.
I mean, for $15, the risk reward is exponential. And if you really are pre-grading well and they're really clean, really well centered cards, there is a possibility. You just really got to pre-grade well. Whereas CGC, excuse me, I just don't know if I'm going to chase that perfect 10.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had one. I graded a few pristines back when it was a little bit stricter, but even then, you know, I didn't really get much of a of a premium, I would say, on it. I just think they gotta figure out an edge. They gotta get their own little edge on something. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I would like to see something change on the label for the perfect cards. They're not that company, CSG, the sports card grading company. They completely changed the label. Everybody was able to send in their cards for $5 a card or something and get it re-slabbed with a new label. So it's something they're familiar with doing, and they would only be for like the perfect card. So you're talking whatever 1% of the freaking cards you guys have graded. So it would be probably the easiest change that way.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, it is a small number.
Yeah,
that would change too. It's not like that's the most of the cards that they're updating. Like it is definitely the minority as a whole. I remember you bought a few sports cards. I remember the road I was driving by when I was listening to you on my phone, my thing, when you were talking about it with that update, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. I can't believe that's the first I've ever heard of a company changing like their scale, like literally like changing grading scale. And you were talking about it, and I was like, oh my god, that's nuts. And then you were saying, yeah, I bought this card, that card. I was like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Like he's like optimizing on that. That's smart. I mean, I like to think that some other people might have done that too, and kind of optimized on that change and updated with the new grading scale a little bit. But I don't know if CGC is going to do that.
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to make any kind of drastic changes. They're not one that seems to rock the boat. They seem to people please. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think them being people pleasers, I feel like they do make changes. I feel like they had all the complaints about the centering on the freaking labels. Let me tell you, the centering on this magazine is so bad. This thing is so off to the left or right. Pokemon people did not put up with that. They changed that so quick.
I remember the irony, like of seeing them judging the centering of cards, and it would say centering like 8 or something. And I'm like, your label is literally a 2. Like this is so ironic. This label right now.
Yeah, it just feels bad
on so many cards too. Like it seems like such a simple thing. You know where the box is. Like to set that up in a printer seems so elementary. Like I don't know what happened there, but I'm glad they fixed it because it does look a lot better now. And the slab physically, I mean, you've touched plenty of them. Like the slab feels really good. Like they have a really solid slab.
Yep. Do you have any BGS slabs?
No, I don't think so. I've seen a lot though.
Yeah.
In person, I've seen plenty. CollectCon and different people's collections and stuff. I've seen them, but I don't think I own one. Not yet.
Yeah, you had mentioned CSG changing their grading scale. That was basically they made it so they got rid of the 9.5 grade. So if you bought a 9.5 slab and you could send it in, they would turn it into a 10. It was freaking amazing. So they had similar issues that CGC had where they were giving out like 0 10s, and that was their way to fix it. So that was good for them catching it early, like 4 months into being a company. Crazy change. But very good one for sure. I think they drop subgrades altogether unless you get a perfect 10. Then they'll put subgrades.
I mean,
it makes no sense because that's the only grade all 4 subgrades.
I mean, it is the subgrades, right? It's just standard. Do you think that change affected them positively in the long term? Because I mean, that's like a year ago. I mean, it feels like a year ago. It's been a while, right?
About a year and a half or so, yeah. Yeah, I think it had to be positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had green effing labels. The slabs were just as good as CGC, but the labels were green, boxy, just did not feel good. So that was definitely a positive change. Now the labels, I think, are black, so they look fire. For sure.
What do you think caused the decline in CGC grading.
Oh, the 17% drop from the prior month.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be curious because it's lumped in together, CGC and CSG. Which one actually saw a drop? It would probably be CGC. I would guess it's probably CGC just because PSA had their $15 special going away last month. So everyone was probably just jumping on that to send in because we don't know when that's coming back. We'll talk about that in a little while. But yeah, I think people just quit sending to CGC as much as they were last month because the Beckett special, the SGC special, like everybody was
PSA
doing
special too.
Yeah, everybody was doing specials besides CGC. So that's what it is. But I figure we probably talk about it now. That PSA $15 special. Did you send anything in last month?
Yes, and I did. I sent to PSA.
Yeah.
And I
think I remember.
I forgot to select the collector group, whatever pricing. And when I went back, I realized I'd sent it at like $25. I think my subscription had expired. Instead of renewing it and like continuing on, I just clicked value or whatever, the cheap one, and like didn't look at the price. I was like looking at the appraised value, whatever it's called, like after grading, like what's it worth kind of thing, the insured value, and it's at $4.99. That was lowest, so I just clicked that, and then I went back in because I started adding in another submission because I got a bunch of other cards I wanted to submit, and I was like, oh my god, I set at 25, but I think I only sent half a dozen. I just sent half a dozen, maybe a couple more, not too many, of just pretty random ones. Nice. I think I would say the average price is between 80 to like 150 kind of range. So like nothing crazy, like nothing out of this world, but like probably shouldn't have paid $25 grading for. So yeah, maybe, I mean, lesson learned for people listening, like make sure you're checking that stuff. I'm gonna probably email or call them and see if they'll do a little I don't know, retroactivate it or whatever you want to call it, like try and fix the pricing for me, because I'm happy to pay the subscription. I send enough cards in, I've done plenty of submissions, so I don't mind paying it. It's just, I guess I'm just rushing, baby brain, whatever you want to call it, like just a lot going on right now, so I've got to fix that. But yeah, I got a bunch of other stuff going in. I just got a package in from Catch 'em All Collectibles. I got a package from Ancient Mew. I got a package from Skippy FX on the way with some pretty cool stuff. I got a few things going on. I've got some boxes I've bought, got some singles I've bought. I got some slabs I bought from PWCC, some CGC stuff that I'm hoping to crack and send in. So yeah, I'm just got a lot going on. So I can't be doing that at 25. I got to figure that out and get it sorted out. But what about you? I know you have a lot of slabs at the moment that you need to get on top of selling and sorting that out. But if you're still sending stuff in as well.
Yeah, so I knew the $15 was going away, and they had made a post that kind of just made me know 15 wasn't coming back this month. They made a post on like the 29th of March that said, hey, this is ending. Get your submissions in. And if they made that post and then brought it back, just like inducing FOMO into people, that would have been really weird. Really
shady.
Weird. So them making that post made me know, no, it's not coming back this month. They're not going to extend it. So I did get a couple subs in, probably 50 cards. And yeah, so the price now, the minimum price for bulk is $19, which is really high. Like, I'm not going to pay $19 to submit any cards. I'm going to wait. I mean, I can't see it staying 19 for very long. I feel like next month. When do you think 15 comes back?
Next month. 100%.
Yeah.
If not lower. I really think we may be 12, 13 or something by summer, by early summer. I just can't see I mean, I say that they just did 1.2 million in March. Like, I just don't know. I guess they could just dip and dive and try and regulate the flow. Low, high, like kind of almost like a a regulator on a gas grill or something. Just try and keep it a smooth, steady pace where they can handle it. They know the staffing, they know the stock they need for slabs and labels and that kind of stuff. They just kind of know like what to expect. It's got to be a better situation for that, but I think at some point it's going to get to where for TCG probably more so than sports, because sports there's always new cards coming in, but for TCG like you need interest. Like you need people to be interested in wanting to grade that stuff and like make money from it or collect it or whatever it is you're doing with it. You need some kind of interest there. So they may get to the point where they just have to, like, even if it's a TCG special or a modern TCG special, or, I know they've done stuff with years and stuff like that. I don't know. Vintage, I know you talked about like sports cards, the vintage sports cards maybe being a special, that kind of stuff. We haven't seen that stuff for a while. Like these specials they're doing aren't like the specials they used to do.
Yeah.
You remember they used to have them like blocked out into like you could do this or this or this or this, and it was like 1954 American football cards you can pay $8 for. I was like, what? I definitely don't have any of those. Like I don't, like, just bizarre. But then they did do a TCG one, and I was like, oh my god, like they actually like reduced the prices. I remember that being one a while back now, but I remember them doing it, and I think it'd be cool. I think that it definitely drives sales. It definitely drive interest again. It could help spur some of the raw market even, because people will be wanting to buy stuff and pull stuff to grade, buy stuff to grade. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? What do you expect the next very short term, the next 2, 3, 4 months?
I feel like we've had $15 for this entire year, no? Or was there a month where we had 19?
I don't think January had the. Well, hang on. What month is it? April. Yeah, it was February that didn't have. One of the months didn't have the special, I don't think.
We had back-to-back months of 15. I think it was February, March, because in February they're like, "Hey, we're extending it." So I think it was February.
Maybe it was January where it dipped down to 19 then.
Yeah.
And then it ended up doing a special. Yeah, that's right, because December was the 15 special, right?
Yeah, you had to get it in. Yep.
That was it. Yeah. Because that was my last submission. Yeah. That was 15 December, and then it was 19 January, and then you're right. So I mean,
I wonder if we've uncovered the pattern where they're going to be 1 month 19, 2 months 15, 1 month 19. I wonder if they can continue down that for a while.
I mean, we just talked the numbers. They're up 22% for March.
Yeah.
And they did a special. I mean, there's got to be some correlation there. So I would imagine they need to die down that backlog that they've now got a little bit. They've jumped up all these cards and knocking loads of cards out. I mean, that's not necessarily submission rates, but
yeah, I'll be curious to see what the grading numbers are in May. So like the June 1st episode or whatever, we'll look at the month of May, because those will be grading the $19 cards, and I feel like it's got to go down. Like who in their mind, you got to know 15's coming back. You got to know it. Like there's no way. Like who would submit bulk at $19 right now instead of waiting a month?
Yeah. The special was $199 too, right? For the value.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
So like even the people that are submitting $300, $400, $500 cards, like they're not even doing it. Like it's a very like bulk style, like you said, bulk style value, the cheapest like true collector boy type stuff. I gotta admit though, like I really think that's a really big part of their business. That's got to be such a huge part of the business for TCG, is that under $200 mark, surely.
Yeah.
You can't keep going hot and cold with that. Like they've got to get a solid, affordable pricing on that soon. Surely, that's why I really think that they're going to have a low pricing this summer. They've got to. There's just too many people that need those cards. I don't know. We could talk about that all day. Honestly, there's just some. I mean, we've been deliberating it for 2 years. Like all of us have. It's it's been a constant thought, but that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not submitting anything at 19. I don't know who is. Let me, if down in the comments, let me know if you're submitting at 19. I'm curious as to why. You wouldn't just wait because
Let me know who submitted at 25.
That's insane. I can't believe that you overlooked that. That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
At least there was only 6 cards. I feel like you would have felt the impact a lot more if it was like 20 cards or something. That would have been brutal.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 or 8 or something, and they're all worth more than that. It's not like it's not $40 cards where I'm basically like probably going to lose money
10.
kind of thing. Yeah, it's not like that kind of stuff, but that's a good chunk. $10 a card.
Yeah.
That hurts me trying to be lowest listed, right? I mean, that's the buffer that you want to like really get it sold that day or that week, that kind of thing. If you want to bring the price down that way, so just removed any kind of bumper that I have essentially on that. Yeah,
feels bad. Our boys BGS were in the headlines this past week. Man, did you see any of that?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a whirlwind. I don't know. It was odd. People are saying, "Oh, this is like some weird April Fool's thing," or whatever. I mean,
that's what I thought. The timing was impeccable.
Yeah, weird. Not the best timing to be doing that stuff. Honestly, just weird. The whole thing's weird. Like, what? Why? They didn't. I don't think they really gave an explanation. They explained what they were doing. I didn't feel like they really told us why. Like, what was the true reason for that? And it doesn't make sense. Like the average number makes sense, but like that wasn't their scale. That's not how they did it. They never had it set up that way with the 9s, 5s, and 10s with those subcategories. It just was never like that. It's like, why were they trying to fix it, or were they trying to like fix it? Like
trying to get more 10s,
right? Like it feels a little gross. Like that's not the intention that you have as a buyer for that stuff. Like, say I haven't bought a bunch of them. It's not like I own loads, but I now have a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth about BGS's like practices and what they're trying to do for collectors. I don't know. It's definitely had a negative impact on my view of them as a company, despite them changing it back. Like, it doesn't change for me the fact that they tried to do, like you're saying, like tried to make like essentially make 10s easier to get in a fashion. I mean, what are you thinking? Do you feel like weird about it? Like, do you feel like it's almost bordering nefarious?
Yeah, I think it's a marketing failure doing it right around April Fool's Day. That was insane. I was like, this is a great April Fool's joke. Wow, that's awesome. And it's real. That's crazy.
So bad.
God. That person should have got instantly fired. Beckett, I think it was at the National 2 years ago. They had said, hey, we're changing our labels. Complete uproar. Same exact thing. They had banners made for the National, all this crap. Right after the National, they pulled the plug. Here we are again.
That was a physical thing, though, right?
What?
Wasn't that physically they were changing the label?
Yeah, they were going to change the label like CSG did. Completely change their label in look.
That's right.
It looked way more modern, but no, people were in an uproar. They were not going to have it. And then here we are, fast forward 2 years later, on nearly April Fool's Day. I think it was like April Fool's Eve or something. They dropped the news that they were going to change the grading scale, making it easier to get 10s. They'd essentially round up. I think if you got 2 10s and 2 9.5s, it's a 10. If you got quad 9.5s, it was a 10. So it would have been a play to buy a bunch of 9.5s that have quad 9.5s and stuff like that and get them transferred into 10s. A couple other grading companies do this already, like Get Graded and MNT Mint from Canada. They have that type of grading scale already where they round up. But man, they have so many 9.5s and 10s already. I feel like that's primarily what Beckett hands out. It's like you're really going to shift it more towards 10s. Like, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a lot of. I really haven't had much contact with any BGS cards that haven't been 9.5 or 10. Like, it just seems to be like you're saying, that's the bulk of it. So they almost feel synonymous. Honestly, they feel like there's a lot of like, whatever the word you would call it, synchronicity between like those two. It just feels like they're with each other. It's the same kind of thing. There's not that much variation. Like one tiny thing can throw it off with this new scale, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Like the black label and anything below just feels like separate. And then anything below a 9.5 feels separate. It feels like there's 3 categories. There's a BGS slab, and then there's it's a pretty good BGS slab, and then there's it's black label. The actual numbers don't feel like they pop that much for me, but that's me personally. And I know a lot of people really value 9.5 because it's essentially is gem mint. I mean, it's basically perfect. If they're true to their previous standards, that they haven't changed. But doing that, and then the actual just regular 10s, black label 10s. I mean, there's really not that much difference. I've looked at them. I've zoomed in. I've taken pretty good study sessions looking at those cards, and they all look like 10s to me. I mean, they just look like PSA 10s. So, yeah, I don't know. It's much ado about nothing, I guess. It's something that really could have been a positive change if they'd have done it early on when it made more sense, when they were like getting going and they were trying to figure out like what are we doing now. But pretty far down the path of like what people expect for grades and slabs and like the grading scale to like suddenly make a change like that's so extreme. CSG did it. I think the way they handled it seemed a little bit more simplistic, the way that they changed it, because it didn't feel like, I don't know. What's your thoughts? Like, I feel like you had more interaction with that. It just felt like there was a different.
Yeah, I feel like the people that were uproaring about Beckett are the people that were invested. Like me, as somebody who would grade through them, I was all for it. I was like, man, that's dope. But it's the people who have the 10s, who have the 9.5s of these really expensive cards, and now it's kind of like, who cares? It's not that. It's not like a new 10 or an old 10. It would I don't know. It just doesn't feel good. Like I know it's all the old heads that were complaining, because I definitely would have liked the change. I would have liked the new label. Yeah, it's definitely just a bunch of old people with a bunch of cards that have invested into Beckett in their sports cards and maybe some TCGs. But yeah, I'm sure it was somebody on the board that said, "No, sir, we ain't doing this. You're fired, Jimmy. Like goodbye." Yeah.
Bloody Jimmy.
Yeah, rip Jimmy. Like there's so many things they could improve. Their website. Right now it's like a freaking Google survey you fill out to do a submission.
I thought they did update that.
They did. That's the new version. It's like a Google survey. That's the new version.
God.
Yeah, and it's way better, but it's still trash. And their pop report is complete trash. It's tough to read, tough to find stuff. Yeah, there's so many improvements they can make that people would stand right behind.
Rookie stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they have their own developers and their own teams for that stuff, but in reality, like just hire someone, just pay a company and just get it done, just get it knocked out. They could probably do it in a week, if honestly, a week or two to do it. If they're using a Scrum method, I don't know, do it in a couple of weeks, they can knock it out. Just tested it.
Yeah. Real quick, speaking about like crappy pop reports,
Mm-hmm.
WADA, who's owned by the same people who own PSA,
Mm-hmm.
have a pop report that's basically a spreadsheet. It's really easy to navigate, but it's not a living pop report. They update it quarterly. So they just updated it again for the first time.
Quarterly.
Quarterly. So when I get
for everything.
Yeah, everything. They'll make a post on their Instagram. Hey, pop report's been updated. Hey, finally, 3 months later. Like, how is that not a living document?
So are you saying this because they just did January, February, March? Like the first quarter just got updated?
Yeah, they've just updated all the games they've graded in whatever the last 2-3 months. They've added those to the pop report.
Wow.
Could you imagine PSA and CGC doing that? That'd be so annoying.
That's why PSA just did 1.2 million. I mean,
but it's owned by the same freaking company. You would think there'd be some. Like WADA's got an amazing website for submitting games. Amazing. And the pop report it was an afterthought for them. It took them 2 years, more than that, to come out with a pop report. I guess they never planned on doing it, which is why it's like a freaking spreadsheet. Like I said, it's easy to navigate. You just type in the name of the game and it pops up.
Oh, hopefully it's accurate. If they never planned on it, I'm hoping that they kept actual. Yeah. They kept a database and like was actually accurate and kept what it is they were doing. And I would really hope there was some reference because they have cert numbers, right? They are certified.
Oh yeah, yep. Everything's got a cert number.
Excuse me. So I hope there is something stuck to that.
But you can't search. I don't know if you can search cert numbers on their website.
I mean for them to build a database. If they actually kept like a log of all that stuff and the cert numbers, because I don't know. It just seems too easy of a thing to fix. But I got to tell you, Josh, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. Like you really need to invest money into your company, into the fine details of what you need to do to get a solid output. Like PSA has a solid registry. Their pop report is solid. They have auction prices tied to it. They have populations tied to it. They have all the items listed with all the data points for each grade. Like it's just spelled out. I mean, you can just upload your cert number and boom, it's all there for you on your card. You don't even need to search anything. I mean, that's the stuff collectors want. This is a collector's hobby. It's for collectibles. There's a collectible items. Like you need to do what collectors want. And having a pop report every 3 months that just shows that they're just concerned on the novelty aspect.
Look at this QR code. That is the most elaborate QR code I've ever seen in my life.
Why? Why is it like that? That's like 100. That's like a 10 by 10 of QR codes.
Yeah. It didn't scan. I was just trying to scan it. My phone wouldn't pick it up. The CDC one worked really good. It's a normal QR code. That one's insane. I've never seen a QR code like that.
So you just tried to scan it to actually use it and you couldn't even use it?
Yeah, it didn't even work with my phone. Lighting's not amazing, but the CDC one worked fine.
I rest my case.
Like it's an insane. Like how could my phone? There's so many lines. Literally, it's a 10 by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 10 by 10. There's 10.
It is.
There's 100 QR codes essentially on this thing, and it's got to pick it up. There ain't no way.
Mm-mm.
There ain't no shot. That's insane. Crazy. Never even tried that till now.
And if that's an internal thing for them to use, that needs to be removable. Like that shouldn't be going home with you on your collectible item if that's an internal thing. And if you can't scan it or do anything with it, like
it says right next to it, scan me with a picture of a phone. So just try it.
Sort it out. I just can't. Just I don't know. Just seems too easy.
Yeah, QR codes on CGC and PSA cards are too good. They piss me off when I'm taking pictures of them with my phone now. There's probably a setting I could turn off.
Pops up.
Yeah, it pops up every freaking time, dude. It would save me probably 15 minutes when I do 30 listings. Just because the freaking scan me pops up every effing time.
Do you wait? You don't click it though, right? Mine doesn't do anything unless I click it.
No, it pops up like it blocks my freaking camera screen. So I gotta like click off of it. It's stupid.
Oh, it's because you're on shit droid, right? That's why. I get it.
All right,
now.
comment down below, Android or Apple. Let's get the test.
I have a real phone, and I can just take pictures, and it'll just tell me if I want to click on the QR code or not. So
you forget. Can you play emulators on your phone?
I don't know. We're not allowed to play emulators, apparently. I already got in trouble for that.
You got in trouble on your phone for playing an emulator?
No, you said it was illegal.
Oh yeah, it's technically not legal. Yeah, right on my phone, I can play Sapphire version. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm insanely jealous of that. I gotta be honest with you. That is, yeah.
I can put it in fast forward mode. Oh my god, where'd my save go?
I wonder if I could just delete it. Really?
I don't know. Maybe I loaded the wrong one. I played the piss out of that on the airplanes because you don't need internet. It's so nice.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wonder if you could just buy like a cheap Android with stuff like that loaded on it.
Oh yeah. You could.
Look into that.
You can buy a freaking $100 Android and just use. You don't even need Wi-Fi. You'll download it at home, and when you take it on the plane, you can. I feel like I had an iPad, and I figured out a way to get emulators. You got to go to some sketchy websites, download a few things, but yeah, I was able to do it on my iPad.
That's sweet. Yeah, I mean, just grab it, and if it's your actual phone, you can just grab it any minute. I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, Apple or Android comments down below. In addition to the spicy comment, come on, people, let's see those Android winners. For sure, or you could just put it at the end of your spicy comment. That makes more sense.
Apple people aren't going to comment. I mean, honestly, like we're too modest, too humble.
I feel like people with Apple phones can't even look at the comment section. It's probably blocked.
What's with all the hate on membership gifting thing? What's all that about? Like, works fine on my phone. I think.
People just are
people
lacking
are struggling.
brain cells.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, people don't know how to. It's weird that you have to enable receiving gifts. You would feel like that would be auto.
Yeah, I don't know why. It doesn't explain.
Sure.
It doesn't explain why. You would think it would be auto-enabled. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I love when it turns off lurker mode essentially when they do have it enabled to receive them, and then they haven't commented on a video the whole time, and then somebody gifts them, and then they pop
receive
up
it.
like, oh, he's received a gift. Like, oh, you're watching, nice. That stuff's pretty funny.
That was funny. I think we caught DNA with that, right? Wasn't it DNA that?
Yeah, I don't remember. That's funny stuff, though.
Yeah.
You bought some Scarlet and Violet recently, right? Like you want to talk about it? Talk about these.
Bingo. Yep, we got Scarlet and Violet.
That's Miraidon.
Miraidon. It is. I don't know. I want to assume Miraidon's gender, but it is Scarlet and Violet's purple lilac, I guess, whatever you want to call it. The purple one. This is the Pokemon Center exclusive one. I always thought that a case. Here, check out this QR code. That's a QR code, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's normal.
I always thought that the Pokemon Center exclusive ones were 4 to a case. So I ordered 4. The limit was 4. Thinking, okay, this is going to ship out a box, and they sent 4 separate Elite Trainer boxes.
Oh, they did 4 packages, not 2 packages?
Yeah, I was expecting them to like be in one box, like they'd received it. Like we call it a case. I mean, it's only 4, but we call it a case, right? When it's like sealed together, and they sent me 4 4 Elite Trainer boxes. So I was like, what the heck? I don't know why. Like I ordered it as 4. I didn't do 4 separate orders or anything. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has experienced that. I thought that was super interesting. I don't know, maybe it was like a new person in the warehouse, or I don't know, but I thought that was interesting just to bring to attention to, because I know some people will buy a case to keep a case. You know, I've heard people. I know you've got a couple of cases of things like. I know people will buy a case to keep that in, you know, closet for the future, or to rip or to flip or whatever you're going to do with it. But they seem to be, for me, moving away from that. I don't know what happened there.
Why did you buy those?
I want to get Pokey rich.
Don't quit your day job, bud. Don't quit it.
Yeah, no, honestly, I always bought 2, and I would generally rip one, and I'd save one or try and sell one or something. I don't know, and then I'd end up having a couple of bourbons, and I'd end up ripping it anyway for the most. I mean, you can see them all here. Like,
how many do you have sealed now?
The ones
outside
that
of those 4.
This, I've literally ripped every single box. I don't have anything left. I'm so bad.
And you're not set collecting, so you're just ripping 20 packs just for giggles and shits, or yeah. Are you gonna grade any? Have you graded any of the cards you've pulled out of ETBs, or where do you put them?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I haven't had good luck. ETBs are absolute dog mess. Like, just I've had terrible luck with ETBs. So I've given some away. I've got a huge pile, like a massive pile of cards on the desk next to me that I need to go through and sort out and do something with, sell or list. I don't know. And then any like hitters, I've either graded or I've put in the binder, or I've done giveaways for, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just fun opening and just doing it. And I'm not like doing it for a business. It's a hobby. So this is the first time I've bought 4, though. Normally, like I said, I normally only buy 2. So buying the 4 and then coming separate, I think I was maybe thinking I'd get the case and like sit on it. And I guess I wasn't really 100% sure, but I was like, meh, I'll get a case. Yeah, and now I've got 40 20 boxes, so I'm probably going to rip one. Maybe I'll do maybe I'll see if people want to buy a pack from it. I know you did that once. That was fun. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll give one away. I don't know. I'll figure something out with it.
Yeah. The pull rates are awesome. I don't know if you've looked into it at all, but I know Rattle Pokemon, shout out him. He completed the entire set with reverses in just under 3 cases.
Yeah, it seems like there's less like fluff. It seems like there's actual like good cards. There's hits in the packs. You're not chasing a hit. You're just getting them. This envelope actually is from Dan Catch from Collectibles. I bought into his break for it the other day. I think the best hit I got was the Arcanine EX, and it's a pretty flashy one. Is the terrestrialized, however you say it, it's like jumping through the card in the artwork. It looks pretty good. So I guess I'll open that up, see if he's gradable. I think that'll be a fun one to grade. I think it'll look really good in a slab with that pattern on the hollow and the color. I think it'll look pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how that looks when I open it up. I definitely need more Pikachus. Just saying, Pokemon.
I think they're gonna come. I bought a box of the new set for full retail. It was like $130 at the LGS I went to. I'm really looking forward to opening it. I've been playing, dirty little secret, the Pokemon TCG online game like a son of a bitch since this set came out. Like religiously. It's been,
dude, I have like 5 different decks we need to play. You should have said.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have any friends on there. I'm a loser, so
let's do it.
I'll whoop that ass.
I got PTCG vlogs. He's a good one. You should add me and him both. Everyone look him up. We'll have to link him in the description. He's an absolute animal. He like made me feel like a crying baby. He crushed me, but it felt good. Honestly, like it was pretty cool seeing like how awesome his deck was and how well he could use it. I think I got like 3 moves off, and I was done. He like wiped the floor with me. So there's definitely some people that really know what they're doing on that. But I'm a little bit more casual. Like you could probably beat me and test your deck out if you wanted to add me, Josh.
Yeah, I made a deck from scratch with new cards. Didn't net deck anything, and I've been clapping cheeks, bro. So you ain't ready for the sauce.
Yeah.
You got a new deck or no?
No, it's dreadful. Mine's a mixture of celebrations and some stuff from that kind of range, 2021.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any fun against my deck.
No.
But we'll play. We'll definitely be playing. I'll hit you up.
Listen, don't hate on my surfing Pika. Like when that bad boy gets big.
Isn't he weak to electric? I'm playing him a Rhydon deck.
Don't worry about what he's weak to. Don't worry about that. Don't stress on that. I'll take care of that.
You
don't
should.
Worry about that.
Be worried. Be worried. There's ways around it though. You just got to find them.
Yeah, I think that's it, right? There's the items and all the little bits and bobs you got to figure out. That's the key to it. You can get a good Pokemon, but with a good setup around it, good environment with the trainers and items and stuff, you can do well. I need to get better at that. I've only been playing 20-something years, so I'll get there.
Yeah, I would love to go to a regional or something. I would have went to this one. There was one like 2.5 hours for me this past weekend. It was not the new set though, like it wasn't legal. So
yeah,
but yeah, the next one will be. So I would love to go play in one of those turnings again. That'd be cool. It's been a while.
What are you gonna open the box soon?
Yeah, I'll probably make a video. My plan is just to make the fastest box opening. I'll probably do it in like 5 minutes. Wham bam, thank you, man. So I want the code cards.
I think Nick just said he opened 1,000 packs, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna go that level.
I feel like that would he'd have to be fast. Like not even out of choice. Yeah, like what's his method?
You'll have to look at my method. It's in my brain, and it feels like it's going to be extremely fast. So I'm curious as to how those people, Rusty, him, Danny Phantom, how those people rip their boxes and packs. What's their effective method? Because I think I got one.
Insta sorting too, right? You rip and you instantly go into the pile. Like that's probably the key is knowing. And this new order is probably
carbon. Yeah.
Like that's got to throw you off a little bit. So you've got to get used to like there being different cards in different places and stuff now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's what 10 pack? I think 10 or 11 packs in this trainer box.
Has it got a promo on that one?
I think there's 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there's 1 stamped and 1 unstamped.
Oh wow, I didn't know they did that for this set too.
It says 1 full art. Yeah. There is 2. 1 full art with the logo, with the Pokemon Center logo, and 1 without.
That's 11, cool change.
11 Very booster packs. It's now 65 card sleeves, 45 energy cards. Yeah.
How much do those cost now from Pokemon Center? With the new
$60, I think.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. It's not a cheap hobby.
No, yeah, with the pull rates the way they are, and I did a quick comparison. It's way harder than Sword and Shield base set still, like the pull rates for this set. So there's still have some chase to these cards. But it being a base set is my thought that they plan this. Like you got all these new cards. When the reprints, the collector sets, the 151 set, there's going to be chase built into those again. They didn't just kiss the full art Moonbreon like 1 in 3,000 pack chase. That's not gone forever. I gotta think they're gonna go back to it. But a base set, it doesn't make sense to really have it. But I'd be curious. Do you think they're gonna get rid of it completely, or continue down the path they're down now? Or
yeah, I don't know.
would you feel bad if they completely kicked the 1 in 2,000 Umbreons out, and they like the hardest thing to get was like 1 in 300 packs?
Look how much fun and excitement and conversations happened around it.
I know.
I feel like it's
a driver. Yeah.
They must have sold. So, I mean, just look at Rao. Like, what a perfect example of people spending money on packs to like pull that card. Just the mindset. They must have increased sales through that stuff. Like, they surely must have. And it's okay saying, like, I 100% selfishly agree. Like, I would like better pull rates so that I could pull cards that I want. But in reality, like, it's probably not good for the company or the hobby. Like, you know, the sense of excitement and the energy and the trying to get it. Like, there's hasn't been a feeling like Umbreon that I'm aware of since Basic Charizard. Like such an elevated feeling of one specific card in a set. Like it really does stand out significantly. So, and it's a tough one to get. It's like 1,000 and something packs, right? Like it's a lot of packs that you got to pull on average. You could pull 5,000 and still not pull it. Like reality, you pull 3 from Target and get it. You just don't know. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing that it's not good. It's not, you know, that it is kind of like a bad thing almost, like that you can't really pull it. It's difficult. Like I don't really know people that are pulling that card.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a good thing, honestly.
I like what they did with this base set, bringing it down to earth a little bit, but definitely want to see some of the collector sets when they're reprinting more cards. Like Crown Zenith was like complete reprint set. Like there was no new cards for the TCG in there. So
yeah,
they're gonna come. They're gonna come. You see the new Pikachu in the 151 set?
No,
I
don't remember, so maybe not.
Wow.
Was it on the trailer?
Oh, I didn't see a trailer.
I haven't looked at any spoilers. I'm the opposite. All I've looked at was the trailer thing they did for it, where they were playing it at the table. I haven't, I haven't seen anything since. I'm trying to avoid it because I know I'm gonna want to sucker into it and buy that stuff, which I probably should. But I really, same with Scarlet and Violet. Like I was really trying not to look at that stuff. It's difficult with the Discord and everything. You know, the spoilers. Like it's so easy to click it, but. I really want to just enjoy the set when they come out, and with it being a new generation, kind of like a fresh start. You know, there's new cards and new, you know, we've got EX. I mean, not new, it's EXs, but we've got EXs back, and you know, just a bit of a new layout for the packs and stuff. And I don't know, it just seems it'd be nice to experience it rather than watch it. I think it's just a fundamental, simplistic part of it.
Yep. Yeah.
You must be excited to open that box, right?
Oh, the Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, I'm ready for those code cards. Shout out Mr. Walrus. He's sending, I think it's, Mr. Walrus is sending me all of his code cards from whatever the past year. So it's pretty awesome. Free of charge.
Do you need some code cards?
I don't know. I don't think I will after he sends me some, but I just primarily want Scarlet and Violet. I'm not going backwards, really. I don't need to.
No? Okay.
So
I must have 1,000 all different packs. Like I have so many. I have too many to scan. I already have hundreds scanned in. I have like so many duplicates. It's like silly. So I need to go through them. They're probably worth something, right? I'll probably get a few bucks for them. I don't know.
They're worth the most right when the set releases. So the Scarlet and Violet ones, I don't know what they're selling for, but right when set drops, you could sell them probably 50 cents a piece.
50?
Right when the set drops.
Jeez, I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
But it quickly goes down.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's probably worth nothing now. Mine are all from like 2020, 21. some 2022, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep. The Heritage Auctions, they got finally a TCG signature auction. I feel like it's been freaking 6 months.
Yep.
They used to do them quarterly. I swear it's been way longer than 3 months, but they got one coming up the weekend of the 20th. A lot of really cool stuff. A lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh trophy cards. Not a whole. There's a bunch of Pokemon, but it's not as deep as I thought it would be compared to like older ones. I feel like there's not as many people selling in the current market. There is a PSA 10 First Ed Charizard and a First Ed box. I'll be curious to see how those play out.
Yeah, I mean, people say that they're like what's the phrase? Like the marker for the hobby or whatever. Like they're where it's measured by, you know, how well is Charizard doing, but I would imagine it'd be lower than usual. Like, I don't think there's anything that's like sparked it or kicked it up recently. Like any excitement around it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think the box sells for more than the Charizard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Probably just because I think it's an old cert. It doesn't help it. I feel like all of them are old certs. I feel like 95% of them are all really old certs.
Yeah.
I don't see many
The
modern.
first eds.
Yeah, the first eds. No modern 10s are usually popping up. Not a whole lot of box breaks from that set. I feel like we didn't get one last year, or maybe one. I don't know. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I remember a first ed one. The last ones I remember being talked about with Logan. I mean, I don't remember anyone since then.
There was a Whatnot one after Logan, I think. But yeah,
that was Logan, wasn't it? Wasn't that his Christmas Day one?
He did 2 of them out of his studio, and then there was a Whatnot one separate.
Oh, I thought the Whatnot one was his box.
It might have been his box, but that would have been a third Logan box then. But I didn't think it was a Logan box, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm thinking too far back. I know he did one with Whatnot, but yeah, I don't think too many people are like throwing crazy money at that stuff.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's soon. You know, we've got 2-3 weeks. However long it is, it's not too long. The 20th. So we'll see. We'll see what pops up from there. But I don't have anything else. Did you have anything else you want to go over?
No, not so much. I just wanted to mention that signature, and then every Tuesday, Get to Greg's Games does a live stream of Heritage Auctions video games. So if you're ever just looking to get some knowledge, drop in, check out a stream. So we'll be streaming tomorrow. I think it's like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a good listen, just to get more educated on different things. And I think he is sponsored by Heritage now, so he's knocking out of the park. So highly recommend it for sure. Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're interested in games, buying or selling or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. I know you've mentioned him a couple of times. Seems to be the guy to like go to. I think seems to be a good resource.
He was the first person I ever had on my Talking Shiz podcast, and I had asked him if he wanted to do a podcast, and I got turned down. He's the only person I've ever asked.
Yeah. Do you think you would have talked more about game stuff, less about
I think it would have been a weird combo. I don't know. It would have been different. But this dynamic is way better. So I'm glad you asked me in August last year.
You're welcome.
So
let's wrap it up.
Let's roll into the giveaway, and we'll wrap it up after the end of the giveaway. So we're gonna run that giveaway right now. Thanks for sticking around to the end, everybody. We're gonna be running this giveaway, and again, the winner's gonna get their choice either Grand Theft Auto 3 for the WAD or the CDC slab, or the Grand Theft Auto Vice City and the WADA slab. So just shoot me a message on Instagram or on Discord. Let's run it. The winner is Shadowless Jack.
Nice.
Congratulations, sir. Hope this is your first video game. No, I don't know. So shoot me your message, bro. Congratulations.
Sweet. Congrats,
Thanks,
dude.